It's been almost 24 hours that we've been using it. We've ran benchmarks, we've tried to test the battery for 10 to 20% drain, and we've seen a few other things. And I think we are ready for a complete review because we make a complete review on Pixel Experience almost every month. It may not necessarily be for this device, but for other devices at least, we cover a Pixel Experience update every month once. Hello everyone, my name is Kailash and you're watching PhoneOps. We make amazing tech content like this every single day. So share these videos with your friends and family. Help us grow so that we can bring even better content to you. Now without further ado, hello awesome people. Welcome to PhoneOps. Let's get going. Now I would recommend you to go ahead and watch yesterday's video because not only is it a first look at this particular update, but in that video towards the end, I've also shown you how to go ahead and install this wonderful update. Now the link for that video is linked in the I button over here or over here somewhere. So we're not going to go through all of this, but we'll quickly have a look. It is OSS based. It comes with GApps. You can select any firmware, SE Linux safety net, everything is working fine, DRM info, all of that will be shown to you in this video. So stay tuned till the end because towards the end of the video, we will talk about the benchmark numbers. Now first things first, let's actually see what Pixel Experience has to offer so late in 2023 because we are almost near to a very stable release of Android 14. Android 14 beta 5.1 has already been released as well. Now we already have a very elaborate video on Android 14 which was on the Mi 11X in the form of a port. That video is linked somewhere here, but let's see what we have. The moment you boot into the home screen, you will see you just have 4 icons with a Google search bar at the bottom, and it looks extremely clean in my opinion. The best part about this ROM that I looked at is that you have a very basic list of applications. You don't have any bloatware. Even some custom ROMs do come with some of the other applications that you don't really need, but this one, it works to the point and it does the job pretty well. Now apart from this, the camera situation here, as I said, is a little different. I went out and explored this camera. So the camera clicks pretty decent pictures, but it is not on par with what the Leica camera has to offer. Even the front camera here, as you can see, it is pretty stable. So no major bugs have been observed. If you go to the video menu over here, you will see that you have 1080p, you have 480p, 720p. 1080p on the front camera with 30 fps is the max you can go, along with 60 fps. So on the front camera, as far as video recording is concerned, you have 1080p with 60 fps, but on the back, if you see here, you can go up to 4K 60. That is the beauty of a custom ROM. Now let's talk about the quick tiles over here. So the moment you swipe from the top to bottom, you would notice that you have a very standard look of Android 13 going on. You have these standard, Wi-Fi, auto rotate, battery saver, nearby share, one-handed mode. All these things have always been present. Even if you click the clock over here, it is clickable clock. The network section over here, I've removed my SIM card for now, but it is clickable once again. Along with this, if you look at the battery indicator, that is clickable as well. Now let's go to the home screen here and let's look at the extended quick tiles. What I mean is, if you press the edit menu over here, you can see that there are a few more additional quick tiles that you can go ahead and add to this particular device. Now those include things like hotspot, color inversion, access privacy tiles. You have night light, extra dim. You have a shortcut for dark theme. Ambient display, not always on, but ambient display is something you have a shortcut for. Reading mode is something that you have. Sound amplifier, you have live transcribe, sound enhancer. So all these features which used to seem overhyped when Android 13 was out are pretty normal and very easily available. Even if you go to the multitasking menu over here, you will see that the fluidity is excellent. It is a butter smooth ROM. Along with that, you have the option to take a normal or an extended screenshot. And not only that, you can also select text, copy it and paste it to other applications. So those features of Android 13 are working absolutely as expected. Multitasking on this ROM has been a breeze. I did not have any issues with a lot of apps closing or reopening and stuff like that. So even though this comes with 6GB RAM and no gimmick of memory extension, the memory management on this particular ROM is splendid. Now my favorite part on the home screen always is of course the Google feed to the left. It's still loading because I've just signed into the Google account, but let me tell you, when it's working absolutely fine. It is fluid, no problems with the Google feed as well. The dialer and the messaging application in question over here are the latest versions of Google messaging app. So they are available and they work as expected. Yes, of course, you get the call recording announcement, but you can go ahead and disable that. There is a trick available for that as well. Now, going to the app menu over here, I did mention in yesterday's video that there are only like 12 to 16 applications. So no bloatware, as I stated earlier. Let's quickly go to settings here. And let's go to about phone and let's click on Android 13. As you can see over here, this comes with August security patch, and the kernel, as I mentioned, it has a weird name for this kernel, and the build number is this. Now this is a build which was prepared on the 14th of August, and that is the reason you get the latest security patch. Now along with this, if you go to the back menu and you click on system, you do have languages and input and things like gestures. Now the gestures section is really good. If you enable quick tap to start actions, you just tap at the back. Most of the time it works. This was earlier introduced on the iPhone series, but now it is available on a lot of devices, and you have so many shortcuts that you can go ahead and assign this to. You can even open an app by double quick tap or triple quick tap and stuff like that. Now you have the option of quickly opening camera from the lock screen using a gesture. You can use button based navigation or gesture based navigation. In gesture based navigation as well, you have option to hide the gesture indicator from the bottom, swipe to invoke assistant, which means from the bottom right or bottom left, if you swipe like this, you will be able to invoke Google Assistant. Now let's go ahead and enable that. So as you can see, Google Assistant will be invoked and it works absolutely fine. Now you can have the back sensitivity customized, right edge touch area. All of these options are very critical to have a smooth personalized experience when you are using a custom ROM, because on stock MIUI you will never see any of these options. You of course have the beautiful Android 13's one-handed mode, which is working absolutely fine. You can directly launch the assistant from the power menu. You can have an advanced restart, as you can see. Multiple options available over here, and you can select what shortcuts you want in the reboot menu as well. Now along with this, you of course have swipe to screenshot, that is working as expected, along with the extended one, and you have quick torch, and you have the option of prevent ringing. Now status bar customization is present as well. You can go ahead and enable the network traffic monitor over here. Auto hide is available. That means if there is no activity, it will auto hide the indicators, and you can select the traffic management units as well. Now as you can see, system icons, so over here in the status bar, what system icons you want, you can go ahead and enable or disable that as well. Next up, we have things like tap to sleep. You can show seconds in the clock. You can select what battery status style do you want, and you can also choose where do you want the percentage. Brightness slider, auto brightness, all these options are available to be enabled or disabled, and you can select quick pull down to the right or left. What this means is if you normally pull down from the top, only some quick tiles will show, but if you use quick pull down, it will go all the way down. And this is a feature which has been in custom ROMs for a very long time. I was surprised to see Samsung include this feature of quick pull down in their latest One UI 6 update. By the way, we are adding a couple of Samsung devices to the channel, so yes, we will have even more versatility. We will not stick to Xiaomi, Realme and Oppo or Poco. We will have Apple and Samsung coming to this channel very soon. Now moving on, as you can see, you have options of multiple users. You can set different rules for different locations, different scenarios, and the phone would automatically behave accordingly. So this is a very good automation option that is available in custom ROMs. I would recommend you to give it a try. You will really love it. You do have this option of system update. That means OT updates are supported, but for this to work, you need not be on TWRP. You have to be on the Pixel Experience Recovery. But if you're committed to a ROM like Pixel Experience, which is consistent, gets updates every month, you can might as well install the Pixel Experience Recovery and have the complete experience. Give this video a like and let me know in the comment section if you want me to make a video of complete Pixel experience, including the recovery, so you can follow OT updates as well. Now, of course, you have options like backup from Google. They are available. And if we go back, you have your digital well-being, which is present and it works absolutely fine. As you can see, since morning I've been using this phone to give you guys a complete review. Now, if you go to passwords and accounts, you of course have all your Google accounts that you're signed into and the other social media accounts as well. You can customize a lot of things as far as location permissions are concerned. You can go ahead and see what apps are accessing location and what apps are denied to get location permission. Now, under privacy, you do have your privacy dashboard in which you will see which app gained access to which permission at what time and how many times. You have multiple options available as far as your privacy is concerned, so you can go ahead and enable a lot of features over here to make your life easy. But the best part is, if you go to wallpaper and style, you have complete monet on this ROM on the Poco X3 Pro, working like a breeze, which in my opinion is great. You can enable dark theme from here, you can enable themed icons, you can select what shortcuts you want on the lock screen, and you can also select the app grid for that particular display. Now moving on, you have things like display. In display, you do have standard stuff. You can customize a lot of things on your lock screen as well. For example, display media cover art, control from locked device, double line clock, you can disable it, wake screen for notifications. Now next up, you have display screen size and text. You can enable high contrast text or bold text. This is how different it looks, as you can see. You have things like live display colors. You can go ahead and enable boosted colors if you like a AMOLED type of a feel, although this device comes with an IPS panel, but still you can go ahead and enable that. As you would notice over here, I've kept it on constant 120 hertz. That means maximum smoothness is what I expect. Ambient display, well, you have a few options over here, and apart from this, you have wake from plug, tap to sleep, tap to wake. All these options are available under display. Now moving on to sound and vibration, you do have separate notification volume controls and separate ring volume controls. This feature was recently introduced in Android 14 beta 5, so custom ROMs have had that for a long time. You can increase the ringing volume, you can have do not disturb from here. Live caption is present and works absolutely fine. You have things like smart pause, as you can see over here, automatically pauses when volume is muted. That is great. So these are all smart features on custom ROMs, which are quality of life improvements which you may not find on a stock ROM, and this definitely adds value to the way you use your smartphone. And that is the reason I say that custom ROMs are just not for smoothness, they have a lot of functionality, and with time you will see me deep dive into a lot of custom ROMs. Recently we did that for the Evolution X, and now we are doing it for the Poco X3 Pro with Pixel Experience. Now you do have built-in MI sound enhancer over here. So this is powered by Dirac, so that should give you a better experience. You can choose the headphones type. As you can see, most of Xiaomi earphones or headphones are mentioned over here. You can choose a preset and you can select a scene as well. Now you can also enable hi-fi. So if you were to connect wired earphones, you would definitely notice the difference, and that's a good thing over here, because this device does have a 3.5mm audio jack. But remember, this is something that I'm covering it for this device, but most of these features would be applicable to other devices like the Nothing Phone 1, the Poco F4, Mi 11X, who have the Pixel Experience as an official custom ROM. Now let's talk about the important part over here, battery. Now this is my first charge cycle, so this is of course not a battery test video, but as you can see, it shows about 1 day and 7 hours left, which means that the optimization is good, the standby times are good. I've just removed the SIM card, but even with the SIM card, the active drain was not so high. The passive drain when the screen is locked is not that high as well. Now apart from this, you do have the new battery widget over here, which you can add to home screen. If you have a lot of devices that are connected, you will be able to see individual battery percentages for each device. Now while we talk about battery, let me tell you, it takes about 1 hour 25 to 1 hour 30 minutes to charge from say 2% to 100%. Of course, this device has a 5160 milliamp hour battery, so it does take a while on 33 watts, but after it is charged, it will easily last you a day with 7 to 8 hours of screen on time. Under notifications, you have things like per app notification control, you have notification history. As you can see, these are all the notifications that I have received. You have conversations, bubbles, device and app notifications, and sensitive notifications. Now over here you have a few other options which you probably will not use in every single day, but have a look at that now, because when you use the device, you might want to touch one of these options to customize your experience even better. If we then go to apps, you have standard stuff like app battery usage, special app access, default apps, and last but not the least, we have connected devices and network and internet. Now talking about this section, I did not have any problems with Bluetooth. I did not have any problems with calling, video calling, mobile data, 4G, Wi-Fi calling. So all of those are working absolutely fine, including the camera app that is included, that gets the job done. So if you ask me, overall Pixel Experience, how is it as an official update in August 2023? Brilliant. But what about the benchmark numbers? Most of y'all are here for that. Before that, let me tell you that I've tried BGMI, and maybe from 2-3 videos later from now, I will start showing you clips of BGMI experience with FPS meter like old days. But for now, I can tell you I tried BGMI in Call of Duty Mobile. The experience was good. I played for about an hour. The device did warm up a little bit, but it did not lag or stutter. But this ROM is definitely not for competitive gaming. If you're a casual gamer like me who maybe plays 1 hour a day or something, this is definitely a good choice, because otherwise it gives you a very balanced experience. Now let's talk about the benchmark numbers over here. So if we go to Antutu benchmark, this was done when the device was at 30%, and the battery optimization profile used is performance 683,514, or as we say it in India, 6,83,514 was the score. Pretty decent numbers over here, but the temperature did increase by 8 degrees and the battery dropped by 3%. Now, apart from this, if we actually go to Google Photos, because we have to see the CPU throttle test, right? Before that, let me actually show you here. You do have unlimited photo storage still available, right? Now, in screenshots, let me show you this. So as far as Geekbench is concerned, you get 1027 single core and 2871 multi-core. And as far as the CPU throttle test is concerned, you get 90% throttling, which is excellent. Average score of 193,235 with a maximum score of 210,039 GIPS. So not only this ROM is smooth, battery friendly, and it doesn't heat up much. That means the thermal management is excellent on this ROM as well. Overall, the performance is pretty improved from the previous Pixel experience updates. Now, if you ask me, would I recommend this ROM to anyone who has a stable official version available for their device? Definitely, at least for the Poco X3 Pro. If you're on any other ROM and you want simplicity and peace of mind for 1 or 2 months, you don't want to keep flashing ROMs, give Pixel experience a try and probably install a Gcam with a good XML if this camera is not doing the job for you. Let me know in the comment section what do you think about this video. I'll see you in the next one. Keep smiling. Take care. Goodbye.